Hey guys, we're going to do another unboxing. We have a bunch of South American fish here, a lot of catfish, a lot of cories, and some really rare whiptails and some other catfish. So we're going to go through and show you guys what we got. So let's start with this first box here. So these first ones are called Corydoras melini. They're also known as a false bandit cory from the upper Métis River. There's a bunch of cories on the shipment. I'm going to go through them all. So these are just wild Oscars, so they're widespread throughout South America. We don't typically get the albinos or the red tigers, we just stick to the wild ones. Different coloration than typical ones you see. They'll kind of vary from that cream color to some oranges and then black in there as well as they get a bit larger. Definitely not a fish for everyone, but for people that like bigger, kind of aggressive fish, it's usually a good starting point. So these are Harlequin rasboras. I believe we showed these in some of the unboxings before. They're rasbora from Asia, Malaysia, Sumatra, Singapore, and southern Thailand. So really kind of colorful schooling fish that works well in a lot of community tanks. So this is Corydoras melanistius, and they're from Guyana. Some larger ones in here, but most of the cories we got typically will go 2 to 2.2 inches. So these are more bee shrimp. We showed some of these on the last unboxing. Just topping up on them. We've been selling quite a few of them.
Oh, look at this guy!
And these are more of the red Rilis. There's actually a few in here that have eggs with them. So again, showed these on the last one. We're just topping up on them because we've been going through them pretty quick. So these are L082, also called Galaxia gold plecos. They're a Scobinancistrus species from the Xingu River, and they get around 8 inches. Next up. I didn't order these, but they appeared on this shipment anyway. So these are Albino Sterbai.
That's another one under there.
It's like the typical Sterbai cory, but they have the albino gene instead. So these, we've never had these before. This is a new species of cory. There's actually no photos of them online that I could find. So this is Corydoras ariari, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not sure. Again, never had these before, never seen them, and from what I could see, there wasn't any information on them online. But they're going to have typical cory care. Just it's nice to see one with a kind of a different look. Sometimes when they find new species, they look really similar to other ones.
When you get bigger, you have to be able to take care of it. A lot of work.
But Daddy.
These snakes are nice.
No, Daddy.
Moving along. Alright. These are more of the blue zebra angelfish. Last time when we ordered them, we weren't really sure how nice they were going to look, but once we got them in the tank, they looked really sharp. So we've been selling them pretty quick, so we got a few more in. All right. This is one of the predatory fish we got. These are gulper cats. Huge mouth on them. They can eat.
They're so stupid looking.
They can eat something pretty much the same size as their body. There's videos online of them eating huge prey. They don't need to eat overly frequently because of that. But again, they do not mix well with a lot of fish because they will try and eat anything that can possibly fit in their mouth, and they have a huge mouth. So again, predatory fish, not for everyone. We just got 2 of these guys in.
How big does that thing get?
Huh?
How big does it get?
Like 10 inches.
Jesus. Good man, how are you?
Alright. Tape is besting me. These are just marble hatchetfish. Good community fish, a little more sensitive, so they're definitely not for everyone, especially a beginner. Another thing is they do tend to jump out of tank, so you need a tight fitting leg to kind of keep them in there. And they are schooling, so they'll feel a lot more comfortable in bigger groups. Okay, so we have a few other predatory catfish on this order. So these are Brachyplatystoma capipretum. They're also false Piraiba cats. So Piraibas are another extremely rare catfish. This is kind of a false version of them that kind of mimics their look. Their pattern changes a lot as they get a bit larger. The spots don't remain as large. And these are a fish that are, again, big, like, good upwards of 3 to 4 feet, and larger if given the space. This is a Brazilian Cory called Corydoras agazizi. Gotten a bunch of these in the past. These ones are a bit larger than they typically come in, which is kind of nice. Again, that's a Brazilian one. This is one of the rare Corys on the shipment. This is Corydoras CW49. They have a much different kind of look than the rest. Very bold kind of pattern on them. Some of these ones typically get quite a bit larger as well. 3 more boxes to go through. These are Oto Cats. Really popular algae eater. They don't get very big, good community fish. They are a little bit sensitive, so they definitely need good water quality before they add it into a tank. But they do a great job of cleaning up the tank, all the algae on the plants and the driftwood and things like that. Okay, so this is probably the rarest whiptail on the shipment. We've got a few whiptail species. So this is Loricaria macromystics, also called a dragon Loricaria. And this is a Peruvian species. And that huge kind of trailers coming off their tail there. We have 4 of those guys in. There's 2 other species on here, all of which are relatively rare whiptail species. This one doesn't have like a true scientific name, it's just Loricaria species Columbia, but essentially what they are, if we can get a better look of them here. Nope.
There you go.
Here. So they're called false chameleons. We've showed the chameleon whiptails before, which are a lot more expensive than these guys. So these have a really similar look, with a bit better of a price tag, a little more affordable. These guys, a lot of the whiptail species, like a sand substrate, they'll kind of burrow down into it. They'll kind of lighten and darken, depending on the substrate. This is a Venezuelan species. whiptail. They kind of have a much taller dorsal than the other two species. A bit more of a slender kind of body, more streamlined. We're in the last box. There's the other ones I got.
When he was like soft, slender body, I was gonna start rubbing his shoulder.
Alright, last box here. This is Corydoras mete, Rio Mete River from Colombia. Very similar to the other guys, but the stripe kind of going down through your tail is a little more like perfectly straight, as opposed to kind of riding the ridge of their back there. Last one here, another Brachyplasma species. These are a much rarer one. We've actually never had these in before. Again, this is completely a predatory fish, so not for everyone. So this is Brachyplatystoma rosoxi. They're also called Dorado Catfish. So when they get large, they're kind of this completely silver, open water swimming predator fish. They have a huge migratory pattern. They'll go over 5 kilometers throughout the Amazon, even when they're really young, and they do it in the span of like a month. It's insanely fast. So these guys, again, we're looking at a catfish that gets anywhere from 4 to 6 feet. A huge predatory fish, so you definitely need, this isn't for everybody, it's why we only have 3 of them in, and we're usually pretty selective who we sell these to. We know a few people that keep these kind of fish with tanks that are a few thousand gallons, so that's typically the type of person these will go to. And that is everything for this shipment. So lots of South American fish, lots of catfish specifically. I think up next we're still aiming to do some of the reptile care videos. We just got to get around to kind of setting up and doing them because they take a little more effort to kind of set up and instead of just throwing together like the unboxing ones. So again, thanks for watching, guys.
Let's go find Will. What's Will doing now? Rich is here.
Why are you filming me?
What's up, Rich?